In this video, we're going to talk about Erling Haaland. So, before starting, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for future updates. Erling Haaland had a turbulent life at Borussia Dortmund, but how did the Norwegian goal madness all start? Haaland is already a key component of the Norwegian national team, although he was actually born in Leeds, England in July 2000, the same summer that his father, Manchester City-bound defensive midfielder Erling Haaland, switched from Leeds United. Career cut short. Haaland Sr. played in the English Premier League for 10 years, from 1993 to 2003, with Nottingham Forest, Leeds, and Man City, while earning 34 caps for Norway. However, he's perhaps best known for the horrifying tackle he endured at the hands of Roy Keane during City's derby match against Manchester United in April 2001. A few years later, after his career had petered out, Alfie and his family had moved back to their hometown of Bryn, a 12,000-person community located 300 miles south of Oslo, Norway. The young Erling soon found himself in the youth program of Bryn FK, the club where his father had begun his own professional career. Bryn Startings. Bryn, which should be pronounced as such if you want to stay on the right side of the now 6'4" tall Haaland Jr., is a commuter town located 30 minutes south of Stavanger, the nation's oil capital. The local football team competes in Norway's second division after their last season in the Elite Series concluded in 2003. In light of this, Bryn do not mind for resources in the same manner as prestigious youth academics. For each of the 10 years Haaland was a member of the team, there were 40 players of varying skill levels in his age group, with the club sparing the poorer players at the end of the season. Haaland, however, played competitive games a year ahead of the curve between the ages of 6 and 16. His coach at the time, Alf Ingve Berntsen, remarked to Bundesliga.com as he grew older, he was always hardworking, a really lovely guy to work with. He practiced a lot, scored a lot, and smiled a lot. You can't make someone like Erling, that's true. He was born with unique talents. He respected his opponents no matter who he played, but he never showed fear. It's also crucial in my opinion. Teenaged prodigy. Before turning 16, Bryn gave Haaland his first team debut, and by the end of the 2016 campaign, the young striker had made 16 appearances with the club, 4 of them starts. He had also advanced from Norway's U15 squad to their U17s, which was perhaps the first indication that he would later choose to support his father's nation over his own. Ole Gunnar Solskjær was coaching Molde FK at the time, and it was his second stint. He had seen enough of the young Erling as a former international teammate of Alfie Haaland to sign him for the club in February 2017. Øyvind, Solskjær's father, had won the Greco-Roman Wrestling Championship in the late 1960s, but Ole, now 47, had never had much success building muscle during his playing career. As a striker himself, his game was based on movement, opportunism, and ruthless finishing, a combination that took him to the 6 Premier League titles with Manchester United, as well as a UEFA Champions League triumph in 1999. Haaland had been the little boy that played up a year with Bryn, and both he and Solskjær loved the opportunity to help him hone his offensive technique. Yet after a while of consuming up to 3 dinners each day, Haaland quickly realized that he wasn't like his coach, who struggled to put on weight. Out of shadows. Haaland Sr. and Bundesliga.com. Some of my strengths I can see in Erling, but in other ways he's much better than me already. I believe that I may have taught him some things about winning attitude and such. Haaland, who had the necessary physical and mental tools at his disposal, put on about 15 kilograms of weight, which Solskjær described as a total muscle, and started clocking time with Molde. In his first season, he made 14 appearances, 11 of which were as a substitute, and scored 2 league goals. In his second season, he started 17 of his 25 Elite Series games and scored 12 goals. Red Bull Salzburg, RB Leipzig's sister club, was aware they were acquiring a complete striker by the time he left in January 2019 for Red Bull Salzburg. Ready to move. In the second part of the 2018-19 season, Haaland was limited to just 2 league appearances, but in May he provided notice that he was prepared to step things up. At the FIFA U20 World Cup in Poland, Haaland helped Norway defeat Honduras 12-0 with 9 goals in a single game. Afterwards, he expressed his disappointment at not having caught 10. Despite Norway being eliminated at the group stage, he finished the competition with the Golden Boot because his total was a tournament record. The 2019-20 season was supposed to be the one in which Haaland fulfilled his promise, but Salzburg quickly realized what Brian had known for all those years earlier, that Haaland was in a hurry, with his growth being more of a revolution than an evolution. In just 2 league games, he scored his first hat-trick in a 5-2 victory over Wolfsberger. By December, he had scored 16 goals, one every 61 minutes, for a rate of 1 goal per game. By Christmas, he had also scored 9 goals in the UEFA Champions League, 2 less than Robert Lewandowski of Bayern Munich, who had scored 10. Role model. In the long run, Salzburg had anticipated having trouble keeping Haaland, but teams were reportedly pounding on their door to sign the hottest young striker in the league. Naby Keita, Peter Kowalski, and Marcel Sabitzer are among the 10 players who have recently traveled from Salzburg to Saxony. Leipzig were naturally linked, and Solskjaer's position at Manchester United's head coach made their rumored interest all but certain. Haaland, however, had only one place in mind. 3 months into his son's life, Alfie's BVB career, Father Alfie said, he's really looking forward to every training session and really enjoys playing in front of a really wonderful crowd in Dortmund. Haaland Jr. concluded, my father has been a significant role model for me. I've always told myself that I want to play high-level professional football, and I've stated it all of my life. After arriving at Dortmund, he instantly resumed his ascent to the top of the sport, scoring a game-winning hat-trick in just 34 minutes of his Bundesliga debut. When Haaland came off the bench in the 56th minute, Dortmund was down 3-1 Augsburg. 3 minutes later, he scored his first goal for the team and went on to win the game. Afterward, Haaland told Bundesliga.com, I came here to score goals. It's a successful debut for me. Simply take each game as it comes, and then we'll see what transpires. It's incredible to play in front of these people, and it just makes playing football in front of such devoted supporters more enjoyable. Haaland scored twice in each of his following 2 outings, putting 7 goals on the board in just 3 games, and a total of 136 minutes of play. Dortmund's hero and their devoted fanbase had much more to celebrate after that bulldozing Bundesliga debut. He scored 16 goals in 18 games for BVB at the conclusion of the season, and Haaland eventually left Signal Iduna Park with 86 goals in 89 appearances across all competitions. Incredible Champions League performance. When City defeated RB Leipzig 7-0 on Tuesday, Erling Haaland became just the 3rd player in history and the first in 9 years to score 5 goals in a single UEFA Champions League match. When Shakhtar Donetsk defeated Bate Borisov 7-0 away from home in October 2014, Luis Adriano was the last player to accomplish the record. That occurred 2 years after Lionel Messi scored 5 goals in a 7-1 victory for Barcelona over Bayer Leverkusen. The most by a City player in a single season in the competition is Haaland's 10 goals so far this season in the UEFA Champions League. We've advanced to the quarterfinals of the Champions League for the 6th consecutive year thanks to our 8-1 overall victory of RB Leipzig. With 5 goals, Haaland has maintained his exceptional scoring streak in Europe's premier knockout competition. He's now scored 33 goals in 25 Championship League games, which is less games than any other player in the competition's history to reach the 30-goal mark. Moreover, he's the youngest player in competition history to score 30 goals, and the Norwegian has broken Tommy Johnson's club record of 38 goals in a single season set in 1928/29 by scoring 39 goals in all competitions this season. Erling deserves praise for achieving yet more noteworthy milestones. What do you think about our video? Let us know in the comment box below, and please like the video and subscribe to the channel for our future updates. Thank you.